We've already seen the government slap a freeze on migrant and refugee intake numbers in this election campaign, and the debate over the pace of population growth is far from over. It feeds into constant discussion about congested cities, high property prices, the need for labour in regional areas and the foundations of multiculturalism. As political reporter Stephanie Dalzell explains, Australia's great population debate has raged almost since Federation.
From the ruins of the Second World War came a rallying cry to a nation.
We need more people for defence and development.
The populate or perish catchphrase was coined by the Chifley government to counter domestic resistance to migration. And over the next 40 years, more than 4 million immigrants arrived in Australia.
But these people from the old world have many skills and talents to bring to the new.
But as the number of migrants increased, so did public opposition to immigration.
I believe we are in danger of being swamped by Asians.
In 1996, a then unknown politician cashed in on that resistance, using her maiden speech to call for a reduction in Australia's migrant intake.
And I should have the right to have a say in who comes into my country.
Some Australians agreed, and still do, enough to confirm that immigration settings can be politically potent. Last year, the Lowy Institute's annual polling on migration showed that for the very first time in almost 14 years, a majority of Australians preferred a lower annual immigration intake. But economic growth relies on population growth, and the 300,000 births in Australia each year aren't enough. That's complicating the issue even further, compounding concerns over transport infrastructure and property prices in major cities, and leaving the government in a tight spot.
This plan is about protecting the quality of life of Australians right across our country.
The plan is to cut the permanent migration cap from 190,000 to 160,000 places per year. But considering only 163,000 visas were granted last year, it isn't much of a change. Nor does the policy address high numbers of temporary visas, international students or tourists, issues which compound population pressures but boost the economy.
What the government's trying to do here is make a big fuss, a big declarative announcement about not very much at all.
But if Bill Shorten succeeds,
We are all tomorrow's Australians.
Australia's age-old wrestle with population and immigration falls to him to settle. Stephanie Dalzell, ABC News, Canberra.